words here in front of the ulama, inshallah ta'ala, but his name is Mashhad. When he told me that, we told him, you keep your name, right? And alhamdulillah, he's been Muslim since last Ramadan. And he came and he wanted to learn about Islam and he wanted to learn the fiqh. He memorized the whole fiqh of Shafi'i, Safinatul Salah, of the rules and regulations of the Salah, of Tahara. He memorized all of it, and he also finished the character development book, summary of Imam Tirmidhi's Shama'il of the Prophet ﷺ. And we started that program just for him, between the 1 hour between Maghrib and Isha every day, and it became 7 days a week. And that class is currently full. Every day students are attending. All that reward goes to him, and I want to thank him for that. To recognize him, and I want to encourage all the members of the community who might think that we're too old to learn. We're never too old to learn anything. Right? He came, he became Muslim, he wanted to learn, he finished the whole green book of the Qa'idat al-Baghdadiyya, which is the alphabet, Arabic, gateway to the Arabic, and he's able to read the Arabic, and you see how he recites now. Subhanallah. All within 1 year. Right? With the fiqh of Salah and the character of the Prophet ﷺ. So there's nothing that we cannot do if we put our minds to it. That's something that I want to, inshallah ta'ala, share with all the students here and all the adults of the community, inshallah ta'ala, many which are not here, inshallah ta'ala. But also to recognize inshallah ta'ala, Qazi Fazl Ullah, who came all the way from Los Angeles, California, who's our guest speaker tonight, inshallah ta'ala. And it's an honor to be, inshallah ta'ala, for us to have him here in our presence, inshallah ta'ala, as well as, Maulana Waliullah from Jordan Islamic, will be with us, will be with us, being our teacher, teacher of all our youth who are going to study the Alim course, 6 years Alim course, every morning that we just had the graduation for. Some parts of it yesterday, and the rest of the month of Ramadan, after Ramadan, they will continue. However, inshallah ta'ala, he'll be with us this Ramadan as well as the Taraweeh, and you'll enjoy, inshallah, just like last year, inshallah ta'ala, throughout the whole month of Ramadan. And Imam Amjad, and inshallah ta'ala, all the other, inshallah ta'ala, attendees here. Also with Asif, who is also a student of Sheikh, and same Alim course as Maulana Waliullah and Sheikh Ismail, but he refused to come up. He says, I'm going to sit here. But I'm going to let him sit there. But I'll request, inshallah ta'ala, the son of Sheikh Ismail, who's here, Abdul Rahman, please, you're going to be sitting in this right corner, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakallah khair, inshallah ta'ala. And also, the Sheikh, inshallah ta'ala, with us, Allama Sheikh, has books with him, and inshallah ta'ala will be in the front of the table. I request the brothers to please display that up front, in the front of the door. And inshallah ta'ala, before we leave, at least take some from it and take the knowledge. Anytime a alim comes into a town, if we don't come with love and learning the deen, right, then he says that jafafa. That's from the hardness of the heart. When an alim of deen comes to the town and we don't come in his presence and learn at least a mas'ala from him. Last night I learned something from him. I still have more questions, inshallah ta'ala, about that. And inshallah ta'ala, ask him afterwards during the dinner time, inshallah ta'ala, after Maghrib, but he'll give us a talk. I don't want to take too much more time, but we welcome them and welcome the rest of the, inshallah ta'ala, attendance of the program. And thank you all for being here. Congratulations to all the students. If you have not seen the young students, they will repeat that part of the program after the recitation and everything is already done. I would like for you to witness them, and inshallah ta'ala, make dua for them, Shaykh. If you allow, inshallah ta'ala, at the end of the character development, they will come up and recite, inshallah ta'ala. Then after that will be your talk, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. But then you make dua for them then. Abdul Rahman, you continue the rest, inshallah.
Let me clock back in, inshallah. Inshallah, now we'll focus on the fiqh and the hadith portion and a language that students are more familiar with. It will be English. First will be Muhammad, Ali, and Abdi Karim, and they will be talking about modesty in Islam.
نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم أما بعد. Assalamu alaikum, beloved ulama, beloved elders, and beloved brothers and sisters in Islam. Today we are here to talk to you about the modesty of learning the religion of Islam. A hadith that was narrated by Imam Mukhtar states that their shyness did not prevent them from learning the religion. Nowadays, we are shy to ask questions about tahara, which is purification. We could be doing these things wrong, or worse, it could be haram. As Muslims, and especially as students of the deen, we should be asking questions rather than being shy, because some of these questions can help perfect our iman. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was very shy, but he did not allow his shyness to come in the way of spreading Islam. If his shyness came in the way, that Islam wouldn't be the religion that it is today.
If you have questions about a private or uncomfortable matter, you should not be shy to ask someone who's knowledgeable. The best parents and teachers welcome sincere questions about all aspects of life. Therefore, we should not be shy or feel that others will think bad about us or laugh about us. Asking these questions can help perfect our iman and deen. As students with knowledge, we should strive to learn more about the deen, and not to ask questions that may, or refrain from asking questions that don't involve us. Or we may get an answer that we may not like. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran in Surah Al-Ma'idah, ayah 101, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تسألوا عن أشياء إن تبد لكم تسؤكم وإن تسألوا عنها حين ينزل القرآن إن تبد لكم عفو الله عنها والله غفور حليم. All you who believe, do not ask about the things that if they are shown to you will distress you. If you ask about them while the Quran is being revealed, they will be shown to you. If you ask about them while the Quran is being revealed, they will be shown to you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forgiven which is past. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most forgiving and forbearing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the understanding of the deen wa ma alayna illa al-bilal.
Takbir. Don't go anywhere here. We were told to move this in the middle. The muscles real quick and short. Inshallah, next we will have Sanusi and Alu, and they'll talk about clothing in Islam.
In Hadith 54, Salima, may Allah be pleased with her, reported that the record of clothing most beloved by the Prophet, by the Messenger of Allah, was the qamis.
In Hadith 67, Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, reported that the Messenger of Allah said that we wear white clothes. In Hadith 67, Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, reported that the Messenger of Allah said, wear white clothes, let your living wear them, and shroud your dead in them, for white is the best of your attire.
When the Prophet wore his clothes, he always started from the right side and mentioned Allah's name. When he wore his garments, he would supplicate, "O Allah, to you is all praise. Just as you have given me this to wear, I ask you for the good of it and the good of what it is produced for, that it is useful to me in worshiping Allah. And I seek refuge in you from the evil of it and what can result from it, that it could be used for disobeying Allah, from showing off, or that it was used as arrogance."
This simple daily action demonstrates to us how important it is to thank Allah for providing us with garments to cover our bodies, keeping us at a comfortable temperature, looking presentable, and not dirty and disheveled.
A person can also wear nice clothes as a form of gratitude to Allah, because Allah loves His creations to manifest something from His blessings in a graceful way without displaying arrogance. Therefore, wearing clothes with these good intentions is an act of worship that is rewarded by Allah.
Yet a garment can also serve as a form of evil, such as when a person wears expensive clothes to show off in front of the less fortunate or to parade and display his wealth. It is a sin if he feels that he is better than other people who do not wear such clothes. Wearing clothes with such negative intentions not only removes the barakah from the clothes, but also contributes to our hearts and souls being sullied by spiritual diseases such as pride, arrogance, and self-admiration.
And another famous hadith, the Prophet
pointed out that arrogance is wrong, but beauty is appreciated. No one who has an atom's weight of pride in his heart will enter the garden. A man asked, and if a man likes his clothes to be good and his sandals to be good, the Prophet ﷺ replied, Allah is beautiful and loves beauty. Arrogance means to announce the truth and to abase people.
When the Prophet ﷺ bought a new garment, he would pray 2 cycles of prayer and give away his old garment in charity. He would wear his new garment on a Friday. He would also give fond names to his garments, just like how he often gave kind names to other objects he owned. This simple practice shows his cheerful and considerate personality. Assalamu alaikum.
MashaAllah, takbir. Next we'll have Ali telling us about the worship of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In Hadith 261, Mughira bin Shu'bah radiallahu anhu reports that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would pray so much that his feet would swell. He was then asked, you do this even though your future and past sins have been forgiven? He replied, shall I not then be a grateful servant? In Hadith 266, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu reported that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would offer 13 units of night prayer. 13 units of night prayer. What is worship? Worship is doing anything that Allah has commanded and avoiding everything that Allah has forbidden. This is a form of worship which is also known as ibadah. This is the way that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us to live our life, to attempt to do anything good, great or small, only for the sake of Allah. That is essence. Worship is a set of actions or words done or said to praise Allah for His perfection. How would the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam perform worship at night? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would usually sleep throughout the first half of the night after Isha, and then awaken during the 4th, 5th, and 6th parts of the night. He would then pray with it and then lie down till dawn. And then on hearing the Fajr adhan, he would rise and make ablution or a ritual bath, and then pray his two sunnahs of Fajr, and then head to the masjid. Inshallah, we should all strive to learn about the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum.
MashaAllah, takbir. I am tripping being a host. I was supposed to mention where these students are bringing their knowledge from, and it's not out of the hat. It's actually out of this book called Shamal of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a study on the prophetic character. And you may not have realized, but some of these students are doing this from memory. They're memorizing paragraphs. It would have been easier to summarize, but they took the hard way, mashallah. Next person will be Muhammad Amin, and before I forget, we're getting into fiqh, and this is from the fiqh of purification and prayer, Imam Shafi'i style. And he will be talking about the obligatory acts of wudu. You can read whatever section you want.
Today I'm going to be reading the obligatory acts of wudu. فروض الوضوء 6. الأول النية، الثاني غسل الوجه، الثالث غسل اليدين مع المرفقين، الرابع مسح الشيء من الرأس، الخامس غسل الرجلين مع الكعبين، السادس الترتيب. The obligatory acts of wudu are 6. Number 1, intention. Number 2, washing the face. Number 3, washing both hands and arms, including the elbows. Number 4, washing any part of the head. Number 5, washing the feet, including the ankles. Number 6, tartib. To observe the above mentioned sequence. Assalamu alaikum.
Takbir. Next we'll have Hassan Berry giving us a short talk on the valid excuses of delaying Salah, but the importance of Salah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I'd like to share with you all a few things about the importance of Salah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, in Surah An-Kabut, إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ كَانَتْ عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنكَرِ إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ تَنْهَى عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنكَرِ. Indeed, prayer should deter one from indecency and wickedness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says in the Quran, in Surah An-Nisa, إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ كَانَتْ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ كِتَابًا مَوْقُوتًا. Indeed, performing prayers is a duty on the believers and at appointed times. From these ayats, we begin to understand the importance of Salah. We as Muslims should pray, and prayer is actually a way of preventing us from doing wrong things and things that Allah dislikes. Now, Salah is not just whenever you want to pray. Salah has an appointed time for which we should pray, and it is obligatory on us as Muslims to pray at those appointed times. We're all humans and we make mistakes. Sometimes you might say that we're too lazy or too busy to pray. However, there are only two valid excuses for delaying the Salah. أعداء الصلاة اثنان النوم والنسيان. The valid excuses for delaying the Salah are two: sleep and forgetfulness. The condition for sleep is that a person was asleep before the time of Salah and did not awake until after. However, if a person wanted to go to sleep or lie down before the time of Salah, but was not certain whether or not he would wake up before the time and does so, it is considered haram. The second condition is of a person who forgot that he had not yet prayed his Salah and was not able to pray until after. Or he did not realize that he did not pray until after the Salah had passed. These are the only two valid excuses for delaying the Salah. In a hadith, the Prophet ﷺ narrates that prayer is the backbone of the religion. He who establishes it has established his religion, and he who does not establish it has abandoned his faith. In another hadith, Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu narrates that the Prophet ﷺ said, the first thing for which a person will be brought to account on the day of judgment is his Salah. These verses in hadith demonstrate the importance of Salah. Salah is the most virtuous physical act of worship. The Prophet ﷺ, virtuous physical act of worship, and the Prophet ﷺ this was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ above the seven heavens. This again shows the importance of the Salah, as it was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ at the highest place. Salah also purifies ourselves internally and externally, and without it we will have nothing in the hereafter. So we as Muslims need to make sure that our Salah is performed at the correct time, performed properly, and we cannot delay it for any other reasons besides those mentioned. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ وَإِنَّهَا لَكِبْرَةٌ إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ. And take help of Allah through patience and prayer of Salah. Indeed, it is very hard except for those humbly submissive with fear of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says in Surah Al-Mu'minun, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. Indeed, the believers will ultimately attain true success. Those who concentrate in their Salah with humble submission. So, if we want the help of Allah and to be successful in this life and the hereafter, we will only be able to do this through our Salah. May Allah give us the ability to perform our Salah properly and give us tawfiq.
MashaAllah. Tabir. And last we'll have Ali Muhammad to give us a short talk about forbearance or hidden. Take your time.
In Hadith 347, Aisha reported the Messenger of Allah ﷺ was neither lewd in disposition nor lewd in behavior, nor was he boisterous in the marketplaces. He did not requite evil with evil, but rather he pardoned and forgave. Allah graced the Prophet ﷺ was countless irrefutable miracles to confirm that he was a man of truth. The Quran, the greatest miracle given to him, enters every idol to the core of their being because of its truth, beauty, and eloquence. Yet, despite this, there are many people who do not know the truth. Some people refuse to acknowledge it simply because they do not want to change, or because it will not benefit them materially. No miracle will convince them, no matter how overwhelming it is. As can be seen clearly in the cases of a heartless individual like Abu Lahab and Abu Jahl. Yet, there is one thing that can influence a man who hates his enemy and change him so profoundly that he is ready to fight to defend his former enemy, and that is good character. This is because good character affects a person profoundly on an emotional level. This has a greater impact on a person than rational proof. The highest quality of good character is hilm, or forbearance. Hilm is patient, but more profound. It's the ability to remain calm, fair, and kind to someone who is deliberately annoying and offending you. Another quality similar to this virtue is pardoning and forgiving others. Expressing these qualities can be especially powerful when a person has the ability to punish someone who has wronged them, but instead forgives them. As you can see in the Battle of Uhud, when the Prophet was wounded in the face and bled profusely, many idolaters who had sworn to kill him or died trying recklessly attacked him. His companion asked him to invoke Allah's wrath against them, but he compassionately answered, "I was not sent as one who curses, but as a summoner and a mercy." He went on to say, "O Allah, guide my people, for they do not know."
He said, "Assalamu alaikum." Takbir. Inshallah, as Sheikh Usman requested in the beginning of the program, when the trio came, he wanted the little kids to perform again the dua, inshallah. So I'll request Ma'am Muya and the little kids to come up again.
اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام تباركت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. O Allah, you are as-salam, from you is all peace, blessed are you, O possessor of majesty and honor. Allahumma la mani'a lima a'tayta wa la mu'tiya lima mana'ta ma yanfa'u dhal jaddi minka jadd. O Allah, no one can hold back what you give, and no one can give what you hold back, and no one's riches can benefit them against you. Allahumma a'inna ala dhikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatika. O Allah, help us remember you, to be grateful to you, to worship you in an excellent manner. Assalamu alaikum.
MashaAllah, takbir. Next we'll have inshallah Ahmed again. He will give us Surah Fatiha with the translation.
I'm gonna be reading Surah Fatiha. It's a long surah and it has 7 ayahs. Number 1, Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, 2. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Number 3. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. The most gracious, the most merciful. Number 4. Maliki Yawmiddin. Master of the Day of Judgment. Number 5. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. It is you alone we worship and you alone we ask for help. Number 6. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Guide us to the straight path. Number 7. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Ameen. The path of those you have blessed, not of those who earn your anger, nor of those who are misguided. Guided.
MashaAllah, takbir. If Surah Al-Fatiha is long, bro, I'm scared to tell him about Surah Al-Baqarah. He's good on that. But inshallah, I would like to thank all the students for presenting, and all the parents for supporting, and all the shuyukh for showing up. But next, I would like to call Sheikh Usman back and let him take the rest.
MashaAllah, takbir. Takbir. MashaAllah, jazakumullah khairan. I didn't tell him that was the longest surah of the Quran. I told him that's the biggest surah of the Quran. أعظم سورة في القرآن is Surah Al-Fatiha, right? So he took it literally. He said that's the longest surah of the Quran. But he got it down right, alhamdulillah, mashallah, mabarook. But this is the really the opportunity we have with this young children from a young age, that we can inculcate and really engrave whatever we want in their hearts if we put in time. Right? That's the message here. And these are not children who are coming every single day, 5-6 hours a day. No. They only come maybe 3-4 hours on the weekend and 1 hour between Maghrib and Isha. Not all of them do that. Only few come on a daily basis between Maghrib and Isha. And that costs thanks to Brother Mashad, who recited the last 2 ayahs of Surah Al-Baqarah. And he became Muslim last year, and he influenced that class. And inshallah ta'ala, in the future we hope to expand that. And I want to thank again the teachers, the parents, the students, and all the members of the community, and the distinguished ulama who came far away. Without further ado, inshallah ta'ala, I'd like to invite Qazi Fazl Ullah to come and take over the program from here to give us his talk, inshallah ta'ala. And afterwards, we'll pray Maghrib Salah, inshallah ta'ala. And then after that, we'll have, inshallah ta'ala, the dinner with us, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakumullah khairan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. Amen.
If the brothers can come forward, will be good. Jazakumullah khair. Alhamdulillah, nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayhi wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما إنا عرضنا الأمانة على السماوات والأرض والجبال فأبين أن يحملنها وأشفقن منها وحملها الإنسان إنه كان ظلوما جهولا ليعذب الله المنافقين والمنافقات والمشركين والمشركات ويتوب الله على المؤمنين والمؤمنات وكان الله غفورا رحيما وقال تعالى في مقام آخر يا أيها الناس قد جاءتكم موعظة من ربكم وشفاء لما في الصدور وهدى ورحمة للمؤمنين قل بفضل الله وبرحمته فبذلك فليفرحوا هو خير مما يجمعون وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لمعاذ بن جبل يا معاذ إن المؤمن لدى الحق أسير يا معاذ إن المؤمن لا يسكن روعه ولا يأمن اضطرابه حتى يخلف جسر جهنم وراء ظهره يا معاذ إن المؤمن قد قيده القرآن عن كثير من شهواته ومن أن يهلك هو فيها بإذن الله فالقرآن دليله والخوف محجته والشوق مطيته والصلاة كافه والصوم جنته والصدقة فكاكه والصدق أميره والحياء وزيره وربه وراء ذلك بالمرصاد رواه ابن أبي حاتم صدق الله وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم. Distinguished ulama, Sister Badia, My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, first of all, I would like to pay thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who provided all of us this opportunity to sit together for His good pleasure, to spend a little bit time for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because of you and you are sitting here, even though the masjid itself is a blessed place. In Hadith Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu says that masajid are looked and seen to the creature of heaven like kan-nujumi fi sama, like the stars in the space. As the stars are shining to us, same is the case of our masajid to the creature in the heaven. And masajid, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he asked Jibreel and me, tonight inshallah, maybe implicitly, not expressly, Shaykh Usman, he agreed that tonight, inshallah, we will make this masjid Muzdalifah. How can we make it Muzdalifah? To do ta'khir of Maghrib to the time of Isha. Al-Jamu Bayan Salatain. We are in this masjid, may Allah bless all of you. Say Ameen. And bless the students and their families as well. The teachers and the supporters as well. I am feeling very much relaxed that today I am speaking to such a community majority of whom they are the muqallideen of our beloved Imam Muhammad ibn Idris al-Shafi rahmatullahi alayhi. So Imam Shafi rahmatullahi alayhi, he was visiting the grave of Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah. Anybody who visited Iraq or he is from Iraq? Nobody. You know the capital of Iraq is called Baghdad. So in Baghdad there are a few manatiq, or a few zones. One is called Al Kilaniya, where the grave of Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jilani rahmatullahi alayhi is situated. And there the intersection is called Ad-Dawar Al-Kilani, Shaykh Jilani intersection. Another mantiqa is called Al-Mantiqatul Qazimiyya, where Imam Musa Al-Kazim, he is buried. And the intersection is called Ad-Dawar Al-Kazimi, Musa Kazim intersection. And in the graveyard of Imam Musa Kazim, now look, if this is the area where Imam Musa Kazim is buried, so there in that corner, there is a room. I had my friends with, so I told them, let me take you somewhere else. When we did Fatiha to Imam Musa Kazim, so I took them here. So they say, who is here? I say, here fiqh is taking rest. They say, what you mean? Fiqh is taking rest. I said that the first guy who was known to the whole world as Chief Justice, not Justice, because before this man, there was no such like title as Qazi al-Quzat or Chief Justice. In human history, the first Chief Justice, that he is taking rest here. They were ulama. They say Abu Yusuf. I said, yes, this is Abu Yusuf. He is taking rest here. He is the first one who was called as Qazi al-Quzat, or in English, Chief Justice. And to tell you one thing else, you see all over the world, the judges, they are having a gown. The color of gown is black. This was the first ever gown being made by Khalifa Harun al-Rashid for Chief Justice Qazi Abu Yusuf. So two things came to the whole world from Abu Yusuf. Number one, the title Chief Justice, and number two, the black gown. Got it? So even though if you are here and you see a judge, of the Supreme Court or High Court, you can tell him that this gown belongs to us. So anyhow, there is a third mantiqa, and that mantiqa is called Mantiqatul Azamiyya, where Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi is buried. And the intersection in the same way, that is called Ad-Dawwar Azami, Imam Azam intersection. And that man, doesn't matter politically how he was, but in his era, he built up the masajid in a very beautiful way. And in every masjid, there is a madrasa. Every big masjid. I don't know now. But at that time, when I was visiting Iraq, so in every masjid there was a madrasa. And as you know, he was a dictator guy. So every madrasa was called Madrasatul Saddam li Aqra' al Quran wa Mujawwidih. Madrasa whom? As-Saddam li Aqra' al Quran. See? Wa Mujawwidih. So anyhow, when you enter the masjid of Imam Azam, and you will go, look, this is the masjid. You will go to the left side. And tell you one thing else. At that time, I don't know now, but at that time, Iraq was a very liberal country. The women, they were roaming around in skirts and mini skirts. They were entering into these rosas and these mazarat like that. But when we were going to the masjid of Imam Azam, one old man was sitting here in a chair in the entrance, having the long distashas and gowns with. And whenever a woman was entering, he used to offer her, take it. فَإِنَّ صَاحِبَ الْقَبْرِ يَغْضَبُ. They take it. فَإِنَّ صَاحِبَ الْقَبْرِ يَغْضَبُ. That this man is becoming angry if you are going to. When you go there, like that door, you will enter there, the grill or the fence around the grave of Abu Hanifa made of copper or brass. So, in that brass, some verses are written. And right on the forehead of the fence, وقد قال الإمام محمد بن إدريس الشافعي رحمه الله حينما زار قبر الإمام الأعظم فإن الناس أعياد بفقه على فقه الإمام أبي حنيفة. Got it? So now this is good. I am a Hanafi. I am with my brothers, Imam al-Shafi. As their Imam visited the grave of our Imam, and he himself mentions that whenever as long as I was staying there for days and night, he said that I was thinking about certain issues. And he said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took me to the right approach in my dream, and sometimes Abu Hanifa used to come to me and he said, Muhammad, this solution should be like this. It depends on transparency. If you don't have the transparency of your qalb and dimagh, heart and brain, so what you will see in your dream, donkeys, coyotes running here and there. Yes or not? It is so. But Imam Shafi rahmatullahi alayhi, he was seeing Imam Abu Hanifa in his dream because he was eager to learn. So anyhow, look at me. Now as you know, that this was a little bit preface of my speech for tonight. Yes. So qiyas kun Zagulistan man bahar mara. If that much is the preface, how long will be the speech? Maybe at midnight we will pray Salat al-Maghrib and Salat al-Isha. And when I said that we have to make it Muzdalifah today, so that is a muttafaqa masala. unanimously agreed upon by all four mazahib. I have written a book, Hajj and Umrah according to all four schools of jurisprudence. Got it? Why? Because, alhamdulillah, with the grace of Allah, before Corona, I used to go every year for Hajj. Yes, now I'm not going for Hajj because of Corona. Yeah, I'm not afraid of Corona, but they are not sending the visa. Yes, so some brothers, they asked me that, Sheikh, I said yes. I said that, how old are you? Why they are not stamping your visa? Because they said 65 and old? No. So they said, how old are you? You are not looking that much. I say, actually, this is my second janam, but they are counting my previous janam. So anyhow, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, dear, I saw everywhere. People are fighting with one another, you are doing wrong. And I used to tell them, no, he is doing right and you are doing right. But you are used to your own culture and your own mazhab, so you think that I'm 100% right and he's 100% wrong. I was there in masjid. One student close to our masjid, there is the university, yes, California State University. So a student is coming to masjid. So one Saudi student after prayer, he came to me, he was a newcomer. Because the face was looking a new one to me. So he came to say, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam, he said that, Sheikh, the bayan, it was excellent. The khutbah, it was amazing. But one thing happened wrong in prayer. I said that what part of prayer happened wrong? He said the iqamah. I said, how? I didn't feel it, that it is wrong. He said that the muezzin was saying two times, yes, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah, Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. I said, where do you come from? He said, from Saudi Arabia. So I asked him, which part of Saudi Arabia? He said, from up north. I said, from a small village. He said, of course. And then I asked him that maybe you have never went out of Saudi Arabia to any big city. He said, no, not. This is my first coming out of Saudi Arabia. I said, brother, what you saw there, that is right. And what you saw here, that is right as well. So then I explained. He said, oh my God, I don't know that. So anyhow, when I saw there that the people are fighting regarding manasik, you are doing wrong and this should not be like this. So then I wrote a book, Hajj and Umrah, according to all four schools of jurisprudence. And to make it easy, I made the charts there. That would be case of this mansak and this mansak and this mansak and this mansak. In which mansak, in what way, three imams agreed upon, we are doing ta'bir jumhur, the jumhur side. And then the fourth imam, who is on the other side, we say waqal Quran. And such imam said so and so. So my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, we have a famous poet in Pashto language. He has a big diwan. You know his name. What? Baba Abdul Rahman rahimahullah. Great wali. Baba Abdul Rahman. I translated his book in English. Now the brothers are working on that. Yes, because we want to introduce our own Pashtun Baba to the whole world. Yes, Pashtun Baba should be introduced to the whole world. So brothers ask me, non-Pashtun, what is there in the book of Baba? I say fighting. Because Pashtun do not know but only fighting. Yes, if they don't have a common enemy, so they kill one another. So anyhow, my dear respect, I said, brother, he was a alim, he was a Sufi. I think, Shaykh Usman, all of you are Sufis also. Yes, I'm also Sufi, but like so. Yes. So anyhow, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, I have recited from different places a few ayat of Holy Quran. Here, when I was listening to these kids and children, reciting the Holy Quran. That was amazing. Some of them, when they were delivering their speech or their talk, that is amazing. That is Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, أوصيكم بالشبان خيرا فإنهم أرق أفئدة وإن الله بعث لي بشيرا ونذيرا. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, I order you, wasiya is an amar, because wasiya is wajib tatbiq. In Sharia, wasiya is فمن بدله بعد ما سمعه فإنما اسمه على الذين يبدلون. If somebody made a will and somebody tampered, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, he will be carrying and taking this ism and the sin with him. Because wasiya is wajib al-ta'mil, but to the extent of Sharia. Let me tell you one thing else, look at me. When somebody passes away, so after his death, if he has belongings behind him, so then 4 rights are addressed, or they are addressing his taraka, or his left behind, his property. Number 1, يبدأ بتجهيزه وتكفينه. Then first of all, from his wealth and property, his tajheez and takfeen and burial expenses, but to the extent of Sharia. If you are doing bandar, that is not included. Because some people, at that time they are doing bandar. In our own Pashto language we call bandar, that inviting people, and pulao is there, and Afghani pulao is there, and chicken roast is there because the father died. So these expenses are not included in Sharia. If you are doing on your own, just go and enjoy. But yubda'u bi tajheezihi wa takfeenihi, what is the need of tajheez and takfeen? Those expenses must be paid from the property of the dead and the deceased. And number 2, summa yuqda duyunu. And then after that, his duyun, his loan, his debts, they are to be paid from. But now duyun and debts, there are 2 types. Duyunullah wa duyunul ibad. Number 1, the debts of Allah. If somebody, he was bound to perform Hajj and he didn't, because he was delaying. Or somebody was bound to pay zakat and he didn't. So now, according to Imam Shafi, rahimahullah, Imam Malik and Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, rahimahullah, they say that his duyun must be paid from that. Maybe these are the duyun and debts of Allah or debts of fellow humans. But the difference between Shafi, Malik and Ahmad, rahimahullah, I never thought that in Africa there are Shafi'iyul Maslah. Mostly I think that mostly they are what? Malikis. Mostly they are what? Malikis. But Usman, he is a good representative of Imam Shafi. Rahmatullahi alayh. Our Shaykh Rahmatullahi alayh, when he was referring to Imam Bayhaqi, you know the name? Yes, Rawahul Bayhaqi, great muhaddis. And he is not only a muhaddis, he is a critic. He is what? He is a critic of hadith. Yes, our Shaykh Rahmatullahi alayh, he said that, but on behalf of Imam Ash-Shafi rahimahullah, Imam Bayhaqi, the very strict attorney of Imam Shafi. He used to call him a strict attorney of Imam Shafi rahmatullahi alayh. And when you are father Imam, you have to respect. Look, once in our masjid, suddenly I felt that some brothers who are sitting behind, they are not saying Ameen loudly. They used to, but they stopped it. Yes? So after prayer I asked them that, you are okay or you got corona or what? Yes? There is a disease which comes from the south. Yes, the voice is gone. That your voice is gone, I didn't hear the Ameen loudly. They said, Sheikh, in Jummah you were talking about Ameen. At-Tamil al-Sirran and At-Tamil al-Jahran. When the British rule, when the British rule was there in India, so there was a dispute between Hadith and Hanafiya on Ameen. A fight went, people got injured, and the case went to British court. Because British, they were the rulers. Yes. So, Then the ulama from this side and that side, they were giving their dalail. Yes? And the topic was Ameen bil Jahr is Sunnah or Ameen bil Sir is Sunnah. Ameen? Say. Bil Jahr, loud, or Ameen bil Sir, secretly and slowly. That is Sunnah. Yes? In decree, the judge quoted very beautifully. He said that I am not a Muslim, but as far as the debate, discussion and arguments are concerned, I came to a result, and that is that there is, Ameen is not of two types in Islam. That is of three types. So one is Ameen bil Jahr, that is Sunnah. And the second one is Ameen bil Sir, that is Sunnah. But a third one for which they are fighting, that is Ameen bil Shar. I don't know that, what is that? So Ameen bil Jahr, Ameen bil Sir, and number three, Ameen bil Shar. So Baba Abdul Rahman rahimahullah, he said, that all these four mazahib are one and the same. Hazrat Imam Waliullah rahmatullahi alayhi, Imam Waliullah, Shaykh Usman, look at me, Imam Waliullah Dehlavi rahmatullahi alayhi, he was Shafi'i al-Masjid for 2 years. When he was staying here in Medina with Shaykh Abu Tahir al-Kurdi al-Muhajir al-Madani rahimahullah, because he has 3 mashayikh from Haramain, but he is very much in love with the Shaykh Abu Tahir al-Kurdi al-Muhajir al-Madani rahimahullah. Our channel, our narration chain, our sanad is going toward Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Imam Waliullah to Shaykh Abu Tahir al-Kurdi al-Muhajir al-Madani al-Shafi'i rahimahullah. Say rahimahullah. Rahimahullah. So anyhow, Imam Waliullah says that these differences of these 4 imams, may Allah bless all of them. Say Ameen loudly. He said that that is another dalil. That is another dalil of 2 things. Number 1, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Khatam Un Nabiyyin. And number 2, that he was the beloved of Allah. So whatever he has done in his lifetime, especially in ibadat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept it intact after him, in shape of Shafi, in shape of Malik, in shape of Ahmad ibn Hanbal, or in shape of Abu Hanifa. Because have they invented anything from their own? Say, the only thing, he said that this hadith is prior. Another one said, no, this hadith is prior. A third one says that that hadith, if not mansukh, that is matruk al-amal. That's what? Matruk al-amal. So this is the practical one. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept the action of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam intact. So in one and the same surah. In one and the same surah. I am putting my hands here. Yes? Shaykh Usman, where you put? Right there. And what the Mawalik are doing? Yeah, irsal. Yes, down. All 3 practices were done by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of our teacher from Jamiatul Azhar, he said that this is not a joke. I am telling you a real story. He said that in masjid there in Egypt, because in Egypt there are the muqallideen of all 4 mazahib. So he said that one Hanafi was there in a masjid, so he was praying his prayer, having his hands here, there enough, tahta surah. Yes? So someone was there, he was very strict to his mazhab. He was Shafi. Yes? So he came, and in his prayer, he took his hand here, he said that is against Sunnah. Yes? And he said the third guy was sitting here from Sudan, he was Maliki. When he saw it, so he came, he said, let it down, because these 2 are wrong. Now that guy got confused that what should I do, how will complete my prayer? Because in one time I can do only one practice, not all 3 at once. You cannot cut your hand into pieces that 1/3 is here and 1/3 is here and another 1/3 is hanging here. Yes? So the guy, he was a good mujtahid of his time as well. Yeah? So he was standing in prayer and he put his hands here. And he was reciting Ihdina Seerat Al Mustaqim, Seerat Al Ladina An'amta Alayhim, Ghayril Maghdubi Alayhim Waladdallin. Allahu Akbar. Yes. When he completed the prayer, so he came to the guy. So he said that much I know as well. That this is Sunnah. This is Sunnah. And this is Sunnah. But you were not letting me to practice Sunnah. When I started my own bid'ah, so you never touched me, it means that you are against Sunnah, not against bid'ah. So my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, anyhow, the point is that we are on the doorstep of Ramadan, or Ramadan is on our doorstep. That's a blessed month. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to make preparation for Ramadan from the month of Rajab. And especially in the month of Sha'ban. Sayyidah Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha says, كَانَ يَسُومُ حَتَّى ظَنَنَّا أَنَّهُ لَا يُفْطِرُ. That sometime, that continuous days in Sha'ban, he used to do fasting, that we were thinking maybe he will not miss a day. And وَكَانَ يُفْطِرُ حَتَّى ظَنَنَّا أَنَّهُ لَا يَصُومُ. And sometimes, constantly, he was not having a fasting in the month of Sha'ban. We were thinking he will not do anything regarding fasting. So that was a preparation. That was preparation. And Ibn Abbas said that you are the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that you are doing that many fasting, Ya Rasulullah, in the month of Sha'ban. He said that this is the month where the a'mal of a Muslim, that is lifted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala annually. So this is the budget month. Sha'ban is what? Say, the budget month. Yes? So he said that I want in this month that some good amal should be sent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because from Ramadan, the new year starts. That's why the refresher course is taking place in the start of every single year. What is Ramadan? Refresher course? What is it? Refresher course for what? 4 things. Keep in mind. How many things? 4. Number 1, self-control. What?
Self-control.
Self-control. Number 2, self-assessment. Number 3, self-accountability. Number 4, self-judgment. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is preparing us that you as a mukallaf human, you must have a self-control, self-assessment, self-accountability, self-judgment. You know Sahaba, yes? Say.
Yes, yes.
Radiyallahu anhu. Sahaba rizwanullahi alayhim ajma'in. Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Ulaika hum khairul bariyah." They are the best creature. Radiyallahu anhum wa radu an. They are happy with Allah, and Allah is happy with them. We are happy with Allah, but we don't know whether Allah is happy with us or not. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be happy with us. Our Sheikh Muhammad Sahib, who is called Peshawar Pashto area. He has the title of what? Peshawar Pashto area. Muhammad Sahib, he said that once I saw in my dream Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I cried and I said that I don't know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then I will be forgiven or not. But otherwise, in his whole life, he was teaching Quran and Sunnah. He was teaching for more than 70 years. He was teaching Quran and Sunnah. Thousands and thousands of ulama, they were his students. Once, the king of Afghanistan, he asked him that, Sheikh, if you can come to Afghanistan for 1 year to have the hadith there, so many ulama, they want to have their sanad through you towards Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But because of circumstances, they cannot come to attend your dars here in your village. So, but he was saying, sorry, I cannot go anywhere. Once it came into his mind every year this king is asking me not for anything from dunya, yes, but for deen. So he said, oh, inshallah, this year I will come. So the king sent his own car, taking Sheikh to Kabul. There is a village close to Peshawar which is called Nasrpur. So Sheikh was sitting in the car, so he slept. And suddenly he woke up and he said to the driver and the other guy, the khadim, that can you please take me back? And he took. They brought him back. He wrote a letter. That sorry, Salatul Malik, I cannot come. And I'm sorry for my word that I'm going to break my word. The king asked, Sheikh, what happened? We were very happy. So he said, if I will not disclose it, so maybe you will be blaming me for my breach of trust and breach of promise, which is not looking good, especially for me because I'm teaching Quran and Hadith. So the case said that when I was sleeping, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he brought one khadim and servant was holding a tray, having the black and the white grapes there in that tray. And a circle of muhaddithin were sitting around in a circle. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was distributing those grapes to these muhaddithin. Like Shaykh al-Islam Hazrat Madani was there. Allama Rashad Kashmiri was there. Hazrat Shaykh al-Hind was there. Imam Bukhari was sitting. Hafiz ibn Hajar was sitting. Imam Zahabi was there. Hafiz Maqdisi was there. Allama Qari was there. Waqi ibn Jarrah was there. Ali ibn Madini was there. Imam Hamadi was there. Ahmad ibn Ashab was there. Muhammad ibn Yahya al-Ansari was there. And so on and so on. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was giving grapes to someone, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I was in the circle as well. So he skipped me. So I stood up. I said, Ya Rasulullah, I am teaching God the Sahih, Bukhari, Tirmidhi, Abu Dawud, Sunan Sahih, Ibn Majah, Muslim Sharif, Mukhtar, Shamal al-Tirmidhi, Kitab al-Asar, Imam Muhammad. I am teaching all these hadith book. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam smiled and he said, Nasiruddin, you are going to Kabul to eat grapes there. So that's why I said to the driver, take me back. I don't want to exchange those grapes for these grapes. Got it? So I read in his ahwal that I saw Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in my dream. So I said, oh Allah, when I cried, that I will be forgiven or not. He said, of course, you are forgiven. You read a book, you wrote a book on my tawheed. And he said, I didn't know that I have written a book on tawheed. Written on certain other topics, but I didn't remember. He said, once after that, I was getting confused day by day. Yes, Kitab al-Tawheed, I have written. He said, I found 25 pages small risala, a small book, which sometime back I forgot and I wrote it, but it was not published. When I found that, so I said, oh Allah, this is the Kitab al-Tawheed I have written. When I read about Shaykh like that, so the same night, I started writing one book on Kitab al-Tawheed because everybody is going to die. Yes? So that was actually a sanad, that if you will write on Kitab al-Tawheed or on Tawheed, you will be forgiven. So in one night, until Salat al-Fajr, I wrote a book. That was 62 pages. Yeah, so I wrote it, that inshallah. And I will share the maghfirah with you. Because the maghfirah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is such spacious that it can accommodate all of us. And hadith narrated by Imam Tirmidhi, a sahabi came to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He was Bedouin, simple man, farmer. We call him Basgar or Kashkar or farmer. And these are simple people. Yes, not anymore. Yes. Are they simple now?
No.
Say, because of what? Yes, this smart thing, this smart shaitan, which is there in the pocket of everywhere. This is not, it disturbs our prayers also. It disturbs our durus. Disturbs. our durus also, our lectures and our bayans also. Here, the Imam is leading the prayer and they are ding dang, ding dang, dang dang, ding dang, dang. Oh brother, you are here in mosque. Please, can you turn it up? I was there in Medina. Friends, we were sitting here in Fajr prayer. Right after Salam, Shaykh Huzaifi, he was leading the prayer. Yes? So when he met Salam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum, people stood. And then, because everybody is in love with his own self, that I am special, selfish. God, it bothered me a lot. So I said to the brothers, what is this nonsense? Here is the ibadah, here is picturizing, taking pictures. What is this? I don't know that how these words of mine went up to the angels of Malay Allah, because all our good and bad deeds are going through the group of Malay Allah. The angels of Malay Allah is just like satellites. When you dial your telephone, so it goes to the antenna. The antenna takes it to satellite. The satellite gives it to another antenna. And from that antenna, it goes to the telephone concern. The telephone, rahimahullah. Yes? Whatever that is. Got it? So my dear respected brothers, I think that those words went to Malay Allah. And therefrom, it reflected. Because the reflection is coming back, good or bad. That's why on the face of a muttaqi, you will see a glow. And on the face of a badmash and wicked and villain, you will see an afusat. In a hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, you are awake or not? Not like this. You are awake or not? Yes. I don't say that you are dead or alive. Yes. I say you are awake or not. Sleeping. Yes. So my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, in a hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was asked by his Sahaba, Ayyul ashabi khair ya Rasulullah. We have friends, we have colleagues, we have companions, we have buddies. We have buddies or not? Say yes. So they asked, Ayyul ashabi khair. Which buddy or which companion or friend is the best one? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, الذي إذا ذكرت الله أعانك وإذا نسيته ذكرك. The one, when you are remembering Allah, means you are doing the dini work, He is helping you. Now, Shaykh Usman, he is doing dini work. You are helping him or not? Say, yes. Yes, so you are the good buddies of Shaykh Usman. Because you are helping him regarding deen of Allah. الذي إذا ذكرت الله أعانك وإذا نسيته ذكرك. And when you forgot it, you leave it, you miss it, you skip it, so he reminds you, that's Shaykh Usman, what do you think regarding this and this and this and this? Especially, this is good in Jama'at al-Dawah. Yes, in Jama'at al-Dawah. Yes, if somebody, he spent sometime back, and then he slept. Slept or slept, whatever. Yes. Then he slept. Or he slept. Yes. So these elders of Jama'ah, they are going to him. If you will ask him, where? Where? So they say, one friend, he diffused. One friend? So we are going here to give him a current. To activate him. Yes? What? To activate him. So, الَّذِي إِذَا ذَكَرْتَ اللَّهَ أَعَانَكَ وَإِذَا نَسِيتَهُ ذَكَّرَكَ. Who is activating you regarding me? قَالُوا فَأَيُّ النَّاسِ خَيْرٌ. They said, Ya Rasulullah, from human, which one is the best one? They didn't say, فَأَيُّ الْمُسْلِمِينَ خَيْرٌ. أَيُّ النَّاسِ خَيْرٌ. Because a good Muslim is the best human. He is not a best Muslim only. Yes, keep in mind these terms of mine. They asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from amongst the human, who is the best one? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Alladhina iza ru'u dhukir Allah. Those, when you have a glance of them, it reminds you Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allama Iqbal, you know he is our nation poet. Yes or not? The great philosopher. What? The great philosopher. Allama Iqbal. He said that in philosophy, I got confused and I became agnostic, not atheist. I became agnostic. And regarding it, one issue, I went to Germany, where from he got his PhD. He said, I met my advisor. I brought forth the issue concerned to my advisor. He said, very difficult and complicated. But I will refer you to my advisor, with whom I have done my PhD in Takhassus. So he sent me to Britain. I went to his sheikh. He was a great scholar of philosophy. Yes, but he couldn't resolve the problem. And he said, that's what I know. Furthermore, there is darkness for me. I don't know. He said, I went back. So in Lahore, in Pakistan, the big city, Lahore, there is an Anjuman, like your institution. It's called Anjuman Himayat Islam. They are running hospitals and education centers and the schools and the colleges. Yes or no? Understand? Yes. So he said that the head of Anjuman Himayat Islam, he came to me and he was inviting me to the annual ceremony. And he told me that, do you know whom we invited this year for our sermon? I said, I don't know. He said, maybe you heard because the whole world knows him. I said, who? He said, Allama Rusha Kashmiri of Darul Deoband. I said, oh my God, Imam Rasal, he is coming. Bukhari of this time, he is coming. He said, yes, he is too weak, but we requested him a few times. He said, inshallah. So Allama Iqbal says, his name was a great name, but I was thinking of my issue. He said that when Allama came and I went there, so the head of the Anjuman, he took me straight to the room where Allama was staying. He said, he opened the door and said, Assalamu alaikum. So Allama looked like this. He was leaning to a wall and he was studying. Because those who are studious, for them study is just like roof. If you will stop me from study, I will die. If you are not giving me food, that's okay for me. I don't care. Yes. The only thing I am eager to, that's tea. Yes. So that's why I said to Walillah and Asad and Safi and Saif and bring tea. Why are you looking at me? Yes. I never asked them to bring me food. Even though they bring food and Abisab is fighting with me for the last 50 years. Yes, for food. He says, eat, and I say, I cannot eat. He says, this is good for your health. He said, but I don't have health. So anyhow, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, he said that when I went there, Allama was leaning to a wall and he was telling, so that host of him, he said that Allama Sahib, he said yes, said that Allama Iqbal is here. He said that Allama was too weak, but so I rushed to him, yes, to hug him and sitting. He said, no. I study your poetry a lot. I am in love with you. I am in love with you. Let me say, that is not for you. That is for the khidmah you are doing. For the ideas you are giving to the ummah. So he hugged me and I said, Allama said that now when I looked at his face, the first glance, it changed my dunya. My inner world was totally changed. And my own Tamir and conscience told me that if this man believes God, so God exists. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and then he says, that's what I was pointing this point. But he said, and I brought forth the same issue to Allah. He said, I was looking at my watch in 13 minutes. You know what? He resolved the issue in such a way that there I was thinking, that these great philosophers of the whole world, they should join this man to know the core of philosophy, and what philosophy is, and what logic is. But anyhow, الَّذِينَ إِذَا رُؤُوا ذُكِّرَ اللَّهُ. So then, Sahaba asked the Prophet ﷺ, وَأَيُّ النَّاسِ شَرٌّ. Who is the worst human? Not the worst Muslim. Who is? Say. The worst human. أَيُّ النَّاسِ شَرٌّ. May Allah forgive and forbid. So Rasulullah ﷺ said, Al-ulama is al-fasaq. The ulama, Quran and Sunnah, when they become fasik. Because people are looking at ulama, once again, Shaykh Usman, our Imam and your Imam. You don't have any dispute with me if I claim that Imam Shafi is my Imam. You have any fight? Okay. So, my Imam and your Imam, Al-Imam Muhammad ibn Shafi, rahmatullahi alayhi, he said very beautifully, if the ulama, they are looking for mubahat, which is permissible, not too good, but that is allowed. If they are practicing mubahat, the general public will be practicing makruhat. And if the ulama will be practicing makruhat, so the general public will do muharramat. And he said that if the ulama are not avoiding muharramat, the public will become kafir. Because they are looking at ulama, they are our role models. So if the role model is disturbed that much, so the muqtadi will go far ahead of him. That is okay, let's go. So Rasulullah said, al-ulama is al-fasaqu. So anyhow, we are on the doorstep of Ramadan, and Ramadan is our doorstep. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to perform his ibadah in the proper way in the holy month of Ramadan. Don't ask like this, Tarabi, how many rakat? Yeah, when Ramadan comes, yeah, the first issue which arises, that is Tarabi, how many rakat? I say, brother, this is an annual bazaar where you can find a lot of stuff. Allah is giving a lot of things for free. Do as much as you can. You are doing charity the whole year, but Rasulullah was doing constantly. How much generous the Prophet was? Sayyidah Aisha, Sayyidina anha, our mom, our beloved mother, Raziyallahu ta'ala anha. She says, one time I said that if somebody will say something bad about a Sahabi, we cannot declare him that he is kafir. We can call him that he is a gustaf or he is bad. Yes, something like that. But I say, regarding that one issue of Sayyidah Aisha, Raziyallahu ta'ala anha, the false charges against our mother, if somebody said that, so we declare him a kafir. And that is why? Because Quran purified her. So he is actually denying Quran. That is not the case of Aisha, Raziyallahu ta'ala anha. That is the case of her chastity, which is there in Quran. Seerat Un Nabi, who Mujahid Kabir, Panafit Tawheed, Seerat Ul Quran, Mawlana Khansa. So he used to say in Urdu language. Look at me. He said that Musa got blamed, alayhi salatu wasalam, by a woman. She was paid, she brought a newborn baby, unmarried woman, and she said, Ya Musa. Musa alayhi salam was delivering his bayan. Say, Ya Musa, what should I do? Musa alayhi salam, he was not getting embarrassed. He never got embarrassed from Pharaoh, the big shaitan, so how he will get embarrassed from somebody else? Yes, when Pharaoh, when he said to him, that inni la azunnuka ya Musa mas'ura. That Musa, what you are saying, I think you got bewitched. Yes, so Musa was not a compromising man. He said, and what I am saying, if you are not accepted, so inni la azunnuka fir'aun mas'ura. Yes, you are gone. Yeah. He said, oh my God, what a man and what a power he has. Challenging me with all this power of mine. So my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, then Musa والسلام, he said, وَمَنْ أَتَى بِكِ هُنَا وَكَمْ أَعْتَوْكَ. Who brought you here and how much they paid you? So now after that, And she said, Mr. So-and-so, they give me that much money, and I have this illegitimate baby, and they said, blame Musa. Alayhi salatu wassalam. Anyhow, Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam, he got blamed. You know that? The story is here in Surah Yusuf. So, shahidun min ahliha. In a cradle, a baby was there, either her first cousin or her nephew, the son of her sister. So he spoke that no, that is wrong. In kana qamisu qudda min duburin, fakazabatu min as-sadiqin. When kana qamisu qudda min qubulin, fakazabatu min as-sadiqin. If the qamis is torn from front, she is telling lie. فلما رأى قميصه قد من دبر قال إنه من كيدكن إن كيدكن عظيم. When he checked, the qamis was broken from the bed, so he said, you plot it. You plot it in the كيدكن عظيم. And you are trapped, the woman trapped if they want to. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all of us. Yes, because the case is not that of woman sent or men sent. Bad of them are bad and bad of us is bad as well. Good of them is good and good of us is good. Yes, but the only thing is take it in light mode. That they have 911, yes, but we need an 811 as well. Because we are suffering a lot. The men are suffering a lot here. So they need what? 811. But anyhow, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, everybody is suffering, but someone says and someone does not. So, this is life. Sunnatul Hayat. Fluctuation is Sunnatul Hayat. Up and down. It is coming. So anyhow, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, now, I was referring to that we are in the holy month of Ramadan. Close to the holy month of Ramadan. We are proceeding towards, going ahead towards Ramadan. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives the peace regarding Taraweeh, never say. Once in our masjid, one brother came, as a joke he was asking me, Sheikh, working days, what? Nights are short, working days. Early in the morning we are rushing towards our work. How many rakat we will pray this year? Taraweeh. I said for this year actually, I was making a joke that, to tell you the truth, one night before, Imam Malik came in my dream. He said that you are following always Abu Hanifa and Shafi and Ahmad ibn Hanbal regarding 20. You have never followed me in 36. So this year we intend to have 30. He said, oh my God, you are killing us. I said, Imam Malik, yes, based on the practice of Sayyid ibn Musayyib. Practice of who? Sayyid ibn Musayyib, Faqih al-Madinah. He's called what? Faqih al-Madinah, a great tabi'i, a great muhaddith, Sayyid ibn Musayyib, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. So that is his mazhab. Because the people in Medina look at me. People in Medina, they said to Imam Sayyid ibn Musayyib radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Sheikh, how lucky the people of Makkah are. He said, yes, they are, there is Baytullah. He said, no, we are talking about their practice. He said, what practice? He said that after every 4 rakah there is tarweeha. Guess what? And some Arab alim, he asked me, Sheikh, 20 rakah authentic? I said, yes. So he said, any hadith in this regard? So I put a hadith on the side. I said, no. The Taraweeh itself say that we are 20 rakah. He said, Taraweeh say that we are 20 rakah. I said, yes. He said, how? I said, you are Arab. Taraweeh is plural of what? So he said, tarweeha. I said, what is tarweeha? So he was Arab. He said, the sitting after 4 rakat. That is sunnah. Tarweeha. And I said, taraweeh. That is plural or singular? So that is plural. So then I asked him, that this is Jama Salim or Jama Mukassar? So he said Mukassar. So I said that Mukassar, Jama Salim, that could be for 3. For what? For 3, so that is Jama Salim. But Jama Mukassar must be for 4 or more. For what? For 4 or more. So there must be 4 tarweehas. Got it? So if you will do a tarweeh after 4 rakat, so 1 tarweeh after 4, another one after 4, 8, a third one after 4, 12, a fourth one after 4, So you see, and when that is tarbiha, it requires to have another 4 rakat after that. He said, oh my God, this year I will pray 20 rakat. Yes, what I'm saying, sir? Yes. So anyhow, look, if you can pray more, just pray more. This is season. Allah has given you the opportunity. Yes. Why you are not receiving and why you are refusing? Stimulus checks. If anybody has returned stimulus check to the government, he should raise his hand. You accept it or not? Say, and that's why you were thankful to Corona. Shakar Allahu sa'yaka ya Corona. May Allah bless you ya Corona. What a good check. So this is a month of stimulus check. What? EED. What does it stand for?
EDD.
Huh?
EDD.
EDD. What does it stand for?
Unemployment.
Huh?
Unemployment. Unemployment.
Unemployment. Yes. So this is a time where you are receiving a lot for free. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in a hadith, "Man taqarraba fihi bi khasla, kana kaman adda farizatan fima siwahu." Man taqarraba fihi bi khasla. What is khasla? A nafal practice. Whosoever did a nafal practice in this month, so his reward will be equal to a farz practice. وَمَنْ أَدَّى فِيهِ فَرِيضَةً كَانَ كَمَنْ أَدَّى 70 فَرِيضَةً فِيمَا سِوَاهُ. And if somebody will perform one farz ibadah in the month of Ramadan, so that is equal to 70 farz. It is to 70. So once I stand there, hadith, someone told me he's Egyptian. As you know, Egyptian brothers, they are very jolly people. They are making a lot of jokes. So he came after Eid prayer. He said, Sheikh, the hadith which you explained in all these 4 Jummah in the month of Ramadan, a lengthy hadith narrated by Salman al-Farsi, radiyallahu ta'ala, quoted by whom? By Imam Bayhaqi and by Imam Ibn Hibban. By who? And by Ibn Khuzaymah. Yes, great muhaddisi. They quoted this hadith of Salman al-Farsi, radiyallahu ta'ala. So he said that one fariza is equal to what? To 70 fariza. So when he was hugging me, so he said, Sheikh, for 70 days we are out. Yes, because you said 70 farizas are done in the month of Ramadan. So anyhow, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, man taqarraba fi bi khasla kanat, and that's why the Muslims from all around the world, they are paying their zakat in the month of Ramadan. What for? What for? To have the 70 times more reward. Man adda fi fariza kana kaman adda 70 farizatan fima siwa. So anyhow, these students, and they recited Quran very beautifully. Very beautiful. And the one brother who recited Amana Rasul, Bima unzila ilayhi min rabbihim al-mu'minun. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says in a hadith. Yes. So anyhow, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Say Amen. Yes, so my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, Quran, Ramadan, in Ramadan wa Quran yashfa'an. In a hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Ramadan and Quran both will intercede at the day of judgment. Ramadan will say, Ana mana'atu al-akli wa shurb wa ma ila zalik. That I control him. I was not leaving him to eat, to drink, and so Allah forgive him. And the Quran will come. There, he is the man. He was standing behind Qari said in 20 rakah. Yes, or whatever. Because sometimes I do make a joke. So I said that yes, nights are short. Not now, but at that time, their nights are short. So if somebody does not have time, I don't want you to miss your duty or to lose your duty. You have to go for duty. So pray 2 rakah and just go. And pray 4 rakah and then go. And I said because so they skipped it there in Makkah as well. Because in Corona, they changed the number from 20 to 10, not to 8. Yes, I said because they give a message. They give a message. They actually that is 10, but because of circumstances, we decreased the number or reduced it to 10. So anyhow, yeah. So then what? You knows or he knows? Say, you knows. Because two mullahs, they were fighting with one another. They were fighting with one another. Qiraat behind Imam and no Qiraat behind Imam. Fatiha khalf al-Imam and no Fatiha khalf al-Imam. Yes, so one guy, he was passing by. Now, as you know that we, the mullah, we apply our own philosophy and theory to the public. Yes, so this one mullah said, he rushed to him. He said, brother, when you are behind Imam, recite Fatiha. If you will not do that, your prayer is not done. So the Hanafi, he rushed to him. He said, brother, if you will do that, then makruh tahrimi, your salah, that will be close to fasid. Don't do that. Yes. They were fighting on their brother. So the brother asked these two mullahs, why you are fighting? He said that you don't know. I said that recite behind Imam, and he said, don't recite. He said, why you are not asking me, have I ever? I'm not praying. So they said, okay, when you are not praying, that's okay. So please, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make this deen easy for Muslims. Yes, don't make it an arena. We are making it a drama or an arena. And I'm sorry to say, me myself, I'm making it a drama. I am not serious about this deen. I don't have fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what is the proper knowledge? Rasul hikmati makhafatullah. The knowledge starts with the fear of Allah and completes and accomplishes with the fear of Allah. So if somebody does not have the fear of Allah, where is his knowledge? Knowledge doesn't mean that he has the books. فَصَادٌ كَبِيرٌ عَالِمٌ مُتَحَدِّقُ فَصَادٌ كَبِيرٌ عَالِمٌ مُتَحَدِّقُ وَأَكْبَرُ مِنْهُ جَاهِلٌ مُتَنَسِّقُ هُمَا فِتْنَةٌ لِلْعَالَمِينَ كَبِيرَةٌ لِمَنْ بِهِمَا فِي دِينِهِ يَتَمَسَّكُ. That if a alim, he lost his haya regarding deen. So Sayyid says, فَصَادٌ كَبِيرٌ عَالِمٌ مُتَحَدِّقُ. And if a jahil will become authority in deen, who doesn't know anything about deen, he said that is bigger fitna. And he says, Huma fitnatun fil alamina kabiratun. These two types of people are a big fitna in the whole world of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Liman bihima fi dinihi yatamassaku. For a person who is following either this alim mutahattik or their jahil mutanassik. May Allah protect all of us. And may Allah protect our iman. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your masjid. May Allah bless your community. May Allah bless your madrasa. May Allah bless the teachers and the students, their families and their supporters. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you. The way you were listening to me very attentively. Whatever I spoke out, that was because of your attention. Maulana Musa Palanpuri rahmatullahi alayh and Jamaatullah and Raven, once he said that today I spoke good because you people were attentive. He said that that is a cordless connection. But there is no any visible wire between me and you, but a cordless connection because the signals are passing or not?
Yes.
Say out.
Yes.
And then at that time he gave example that look, the small baby, he is inside near the house in cradle. The mother is working outside. The moment the baby wakes up, because he became angry, so he wakes up. But the mother here, she is busy. She is not hearing his cry. Yes, but with cordless connection, here a haljan starts. In the breast, the milk automatically it starts because of that cordless connection. So he said that milk to the breast is coming because of the demand of that baby. So that whatever I said, that was your demand. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought it to my tongue and I expressed it. That was your amana. I think that still I have done some khiyana. I have not given it properly. But anyhow, I tried to my best. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all those brothers and sisters who are supporting any dini work anywhere all over the world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give shifa kamila to all those who are suffering from any type of disease. Those who have mashakil and difficulties, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove their mashakil. Say salat ala nabi wa salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallayta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. A great mufassir, he is in our mashayikh, in our narration chain towards Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. His name is Abu Abdullah Dani rahimahullah, and he has a famous tafsir by the name of Tafsir. So he is from our mashayikh in 7th century. In what century? In 7th century Hijri. So Muallif al-Tafsir, Abi Abdullah al-Dani, rahimahullah, he said that when you say Seerat Un Nabi before your dua and after your dua, so that's why when we start dua, so we say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wa salatu wa salam ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursaleen, Muhammad wa alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. I make dua after every prayer. Yes, with Jama. So a Arab alim, he came to me, he said, Sheikh, you are making dua? He said, I said yes. So he said, why? So I said, because I don't need it. Yes, if you are not making, you don't need it. But I don't need it. Yes, brother, why you are fighting for these issues? If somebody is making it, let him do. If somebody is not, don't force it like this. I wrote a book on that. فضل الوعاء في مسألة الدعاء. فضل الوعاء في مسألة الدعاء. So I mentioned there from the very beginning that ibadat are of three types. Our actions are of three types. Number one, which is going against Quran and Sunnah, just demolish it from day one. The second one, which is on the basis of Quran and Sunnah, you must do that. And the third one, which is not going against Quran and Sunnah. So he said that mustahabbat, nawafil, nafal ibadah. When we pray our nafal ibadah, we know that at this time Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam prayed 2 rakat. We don't know. But if that is not, so now mustahabbat, that is allowed every time, but if the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbidden it. Like dua, what time you can make dua? Say. Yes, and what time you can pray upon? But Imam Shafi, Imam Malik and Ahmad bin Hanbal, rahimahumullah, they are of the view that if that is a nafal which has a cause behind, it has a cause, like you completed your tawaf after Salat Fajr and sun has not risen yet. So they say the cause is there because of tawaf. Actually, that is 2 rakat nafal. That is the tawaf which is making it wajib, and we call it wajib al-tawaf. Only we the Hanafiya call it wajib al-tawaf. The 3 imams, they don't call it wajib al-tawaf. They don't use the word wajib for such like practice. They use akadu sunan. What they use? Akadu sunan. It means little bit up and high than sunnat al-muakkara. But the word wajib they use for farz. But Imam Abu Hanifa, he uses word farz for one thing and word wajib, say, for another thing. So, my dear respected brother, I told him that, look, dua, وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمْ ud'uni, ujibu da'wat ad-da'i, إِذَا, what is this? إِذَا? Zarfiyah. What is this? Whenever he will invoke me, Allah says, I will accept it. So now, if Prophet ﷺ has forbidden dua in some time, then you must not do that. Because there will be a violation of rule. Got it? Otherwise, the proper ibaha, it will be there. For ibaha, you should not fight that why you did it and why you did not do it. So those who did it, and when you are there in a masjid, where the process is that they are not making dua, so you should not make dua. Why you are creating problem for that imam? Yes, but if you are in a masjid and he offered you to go to musalla, and he used to make dua after farz, even though you are not making it, so don't make a problem for that imam. You should make a dua there. Got it? وصلى الله على خير خلقه